mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
You wanted to punish her, so you killed him?
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
I mean, it was their bedroom. He shakes his head and stares at the ashes.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf. Airport bag in hand. Silks flowing in her wake.
What? Nothing about that sequence made sense. This has nothing to do with that.
It's no good, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. It smells of burning buildings.
Say nothing.
The old man raises his gaze. Something glimmers in the corner of his black eye. A bitter taste on his tongue.
How long have you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter.
Oh, that's when she made
She didn't
the
have a
buoy with
skimpy
her
outfit
stuff.
on then. Just a spot in the night, moving.
Wait, is he the one that got her fake passport out of the buoy?
Past the Fell building on the coast. What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it.
That means cigarette.
I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
And beautiful.
What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Semonine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
This is the hidden buoy she told us about. You looked into it.
After she was gone,
He nods.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
no. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
Well, yeah, we know the passport had a different name on it. We already know that. Okay, so the game forgot that we learned that. Moving on. Did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks.
It means a chain of islands.
And a body hard and lean and bruised all over. Black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
How does that describe a face? He's saying she had, like, birthmarks forming, like, blotches or something. Which, they didn't show that on her little picture, but that's what he's describing.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
He's setting it up for you.
How did you see all this? The bruises, that she was beaten?
I'm not blind, am I?
It's the peephole, right? Reaction speed 1. +1 for finding the footprints, +2 for could have changed shoes, +1 for the peephole. Let's do... none of that's related to this conversation. Let's do this and then that. You had feelings for that woman.
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
There have been others.
Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel something.
Was that why you left the dried flowers behind her window?
No.
He starts to shake his head again, a sunflower on a withered stalk. Why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of our room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her Maybells?
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
Say nothing.
Neither does he. He lowers his head, like a sunflower on a withered stalk. In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes. One more down.
How does he know about the minute details about the body, reaction speed?
It quickly comes to you.
The bruises on her body, any chance you've seen them through a hole in the wall?
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Everything in him fills with impossible longing, all at once.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife.
He didn't find the hole in the wall, he made the hole in the wall. Ever seen her through a window on a roof?
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
You've been through the secret route behind the whirling in rags. Those are your footprints there. You just changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
He keeps shaking his head.
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
He's got the key. We found a note in there from years and years and years ago that said, hey, the spare key is at such and such location, and we couldn't find the spare key.
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
He points toward the whirling in rags.
One more thing. The flowers, Mr. Dross. The dried flowers that were on the roof.
We already talked about that, Kim.
What about them?
There. He's already admitted to it. Just ask.
He already admitted to that. Did you leave the dried Maybells behind her window?
I did. I shouldn't have. It was a mistake.
A tremor passes through the right side of his face. Why did you?
I was there one night, and she was crying.
Yeah, when was this?
The day
you brought
after.
her Maybells.
Yes.
Yeah, we just...
I don't know.
Neither does in the silence. One more down.
So in conclusion, it wasn't about him, it was about her.
Her.
He repeats, staring at the ashes, then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she? That's Clasier. I haven't seen her there for days.
She got away, but she let us hear first. She figured out someone was watching her from the seafort.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week, at the island, like she knew. She'd look, at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Rivershell, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft.
Look north.
On the platform, A young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south, smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it a dark strip of ruins, barely visible if she didn't squint her eyes. There, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. The ruins of a seafort stick out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the Commune. Then he's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Heidelstam is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then.
So the other cops are waiting for us
this
on the
interesting
mainland,
little
and we're
place. Where?
sensing it.
His voice trails off as the 3 walk down the jetty. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
Yeah. I wonder if finding someone who's been killing people for 40 years is going to get them to forgive me for getting so drunk I lost my badge, sold my gun, and crashed my cop car in the water.
The old man has fallen silent, staring at your feet. The burnt logs in the fire are moist from the sea air.
I want to ask you again about the people you don't like.
His lip curls into a sneer at the memory.
Actually, no, I don't want to do
Glad.
that. All right.
It's all gone.
Yosef Lilianovich Dross, you're under arrest for the murder of the Cornell Colonel here in Martinez.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The sum of all the erratic movements, fidgeting, and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? ... Do you understand?
But...
Do you understand, sir?
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He looks at the reeds, eyes submerged in growing terror.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker.
Of course Electrochem is going to notice that.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
Perception, hearing, hearing? I'm wondering if he's got a pistol. We took his rifle. Well, we haven't searched him. He might have a handgun or a small weapon or a pill or something. Perception, hearing check, 17%. 42.
There it is again. To your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against each other. But then, in the middle of it,
It's the phasmid.
something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly
Wait, I was
being drawn
joking. Is it
against the
actually the
strings
phasmid?
of a violin. A very small violin, made of reeds and rushes.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat.
Shush, Kim, do you hear that?
What?
What are you talking about? Is this...
The old man's
Really?
voice
us?
drowns in a sudden gust of wind. Really us.
Your skin crawls.
Oh my god, it's the phasmid. I was joking.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
What is that? Point to it.
What are you talking about?
The giant stick insect.
There's nothing there.
He looks confused.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster to grab the gun.
I've finally gone insane. Put your head in your hands.
You feel the lieutenant's hand on your back, and then you hear him say 4 words.
I see it too.
I can see it.
I was really close.
Thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence. Its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
Yeah, I can't imagine wanting to shoot that thing. It is very skinny. The lieutenant whispers and then takes a step toward the giant arthropod. Oh, I can go talk to it. Okay. Save, it just auto-saved.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging
Excuse
from
me,
its
murderer.
head
Hold
like a
on. This is
woman's
more
hair,
important.
white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you.
Continue.
The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning.
Wait, you had a
after
camera.
the
Kim, take a
tape
picture.
breaks. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
Me, electrochemistry, 97%, +3 from hearing Lena's childhood experience, +1 from your corpse being marked by stars. I don't know what that was. And +1 from getting the pheromone laid on thick. Oh my god, we did that like 20 hours ago.
Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. Like laughter, a sort of happiness. Sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. You reek of it, your chemicals. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head
Right
of
there.
the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Kim, take a picture.
Okay.
With a slow ring of metal, the lieutenant slides the lens open and raises it to eye level.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air
That's a
like
good
the blade
picture.
of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you.
I got it.
You hear the lieutenant whisper as the creature's shape develops onto photo paper in his hand. A polychrome ghost of white streaks against the reeds and the sky, and you as a shadow before it. Slowly reach out and touch the creature's whisker.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the chitin curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. The sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet. Looks like someone's got hurt in a fight. This antennae is much smaller than the other one.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Look at your finger.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture, The creature in front of you stays frozen.
Lick your finger. No. Carefully pet its scythe-like forearm. No. We got it. Back off.
A shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
Hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Stand on your tiptoes and look more closely.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming, slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish.
Kim, it's foaming.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The lieutenant watches you apprehensively.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
Tell me, what are you doing?
I exist.
I wasn't expecting this today. I just thought I was solving a murder. I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
I'm ill.
What is your illness?
I'm ill in my head. I'm insane. That's how it is for me.
I am not. There isn't even a central nervous system in my head. Only mouth parts. We're eating white blood clots. Now I will tell you how it is for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images. A kind of darkness. Being intruded upon. Transient. Dim. Moist.
Intruded upon by what?
Shapes of plants and animals. And internal sensations. A swarm of sounds. Tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding. I am at the end of a narrow funnel. Weightless. So light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul. And if I did, it would never ache.
That's the type of animal I would like to be.
Are you sure?
This feels like she's about to turn me into a bug. Yeah, I'm sure. Why do you ask?
Sometimes, when molting, I will grow a lost limb. One time something went wrong, and a small leg replaced a missing antenna.
That's cool.
No, the leg tried to move around independently, making it hard to walk.
You don't have a foot there now.
Yes, thankfully someone ate it. The next time I molded, I grew an antenna again.
This would explain its antenna being smaller.
This is the explanation I came up with.
No, it's what the 3 meters tall stick insect came up with.
All's well that ends well.
Yes, I am lucky. It is nothing compared to the horror that is you. With all of creation reflected in your forebrain. A nerve mirror of horrifying fidelity. Constant, never-ending damnation.
Wow.
It would take 1,000,000 years of evolution, or a total reversal in the condition of the world, for your pain to end.
What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmadia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molting, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys, and went unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and officials of the occupation. Even the Seminese islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Rebelshaw, district of Martinez, March 51.
I'm a detective. Wait. Shoot, I don't know what year it is in game right now. I've lost my memory. Did I discover this thing in the past and then it like wiped my mind or something? I'm a detective.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
I was born to detect you.
Yes. No one detected me for such a long, long time. For thousands of years. I dithered, out of sight. Trapped myself in greenery.
This is my masterpiece.
No one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you came, detective. Dripping of blood that smells like strawberries. Across the calm sea. The first in 1,000 years.
Is this a dream? What is happening?
No, you are awake. I am real. Light is foaming me. This is real.
Dude, the serial killer is down there still. He's probably like, can I go? Where does this come from? All this, around us, the world.
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
Then all we can do is beat our fists against it, day after day, with no answer?
You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read.
That's insane.
No, you are.
Touche.
The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while it is you who are a total extreme madness. A volatile simian nerve system, ominously new to the planet. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, what is the pale?
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
I don't have that kind of power.
You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
How?
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
Worse how?
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace us all one day, or just forget?
I have already forgotten the whole world once when I drank too much.
So it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
It doesn't look like that, no.
What does it look like?
You're just staring at it.
Okay, then I think I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind.
Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
The case? The case is meaningless compared to this, Kim. I have totally transcended the case.
I think you should back away from the unstudied species now.
Okay, I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts. That's all my thoughts.
No, there is one more.
Of all the creatures I have met, you are the kindest.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman turned